celebrate the occasion in Sydney, Australia, hundreds of thousands of people gather for a spectacular fireworks display. In Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, the crowded city beautifully celebrates Tet, the Vietnamese New Year. But behind the festive decorations, an army of paramedics and healthcare providers prepare for the long and stressful shift ahead. For Chief of Special Operations Steve Green in Sydney, and Doctors Hai and Truong from the Franco-Vietnamese Hospital in Ho Chi Minh City, the arrival of the new year will be full of surprises, tears, and lamentations. Australians are proud of their beautiful seaside metropolis, which draws visitors from all over the world. Sitting in a time zone that puts it hours ahead of other large cities, Sydney revels in being the first major city to celebrate the arrival of the new year. But this advantage brings its share of risks.
My name is Steve Green. I am a paramedic with the Special Operations Unit, currently acting inspector within that unit. I've been qualified paramedic for 16 years in and around the Bankstown area in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. So I've been part of that unit with the Special Operations now for 8 years out of the 16 years that I've been employed by New South Wales Ambulance.
As a member of an elite corps, Steve stays in top physical shape and keeps his head clear, ready to rush to the rescue whenever or wherever he's needed. A guardian angel keeping a watchful eye over the heart of the city.
I find that going into major events or events where there's a heightened threat level of the chance of doing rather large, complicated jobs, it's always to go in nice and clear mind and be ready for what holds.
Each year, New Year's Eve festivities cause a tidal wave of tourists to flood the city. More than 1.6 million visitors are expected. The streets bustle with activity as the great city welcomes them with open arms. The fireworks display in Harbour Bridge Bay ranks among the most spectacular in the world. 800,000 people will gather along the quays and walkways around the magnificent opera house, whose shapes recall the sails of a ship.
Yeah, so historically New Year's Eve is the busiest for New South Wales Ambulance. It brings a lot of challenges in relation to an increased volume of work, increased population of Sydney itself, which then obviously increases the prevalence for medical cases.
Of all the firehouses in Sydney and those in Greater New South Wales, the one in Bankstown, where Steve's unit is headquartered, will be the busiest of all in the hours to come. First responder transports, ambulances, and command post vehicles are lined up in tight rows, awaiting the signal to deploy.
We are there to increase our capability with New South Wales Ambulance for special operations related work. Okay, otherwise the marine area guys, the PAWS guys, you are assigned to those units as medical support for those units, and then obviously with a tiny bit of overflow, marine area guys, you may be asked to assist with casualties in and along the foreshore, which are inaccessible by normal ambulance due to the amount of people along that foreshore and or where they're situated.
Special operations include responding to all sorts of disasters. Today, the risk of a terrorist attack has raised the threat level. Australia fears another incident like the 2017 attack by pro-Islamist fighters. Since 1974, Australian authorities have thwarted over a dozen plots to attack the country. If such an event were to occur over the course of this evening, Australians and the entire world would welcome the new year in horror.
National terrorism threat level for Australia is still probable. As per now, there hasn't been any updates. So the risk assessment, the risk evaluation has been undertaken for the event the overall level of medical risk is rated as high. Yeah, so tonight we've obviously got to pack all our gear for a vast array of jobs that we may be doing tonight. We have ballistics PPE, so in the event of a counter-terrorism or armed active offender incident, we have ballistics-rated PPE, bulletproof vests, all of which have medical interventions on them.
And we've geared that towards the sort of equipment that we'll need at the point of injury to do the best thing we can do for our patients. The plates that Ollie's got in here are rated to up to a 5.56 or a 7.62 millimetre round. So an assault rifle round from a Soviet bloc or a Western European type NATO round. It can take a few strikes of that in the plate before it'll cause any damage to Ollie himself.
No, it was a job. At the moment, we're just signing out our restricted medications for the shift. So we've just got to keep track of everything that gets signed in and out. Most of it's opiate-based pain relief.
I think people drink more when it's hot, and then we get more injuries because there's so many people in one place. Everyone's out drinking, everyone's doing crazy stuff on the water.
Jovial.
Yeah.
Of the world will be focused on the capital in the coming hours, a time when anything could happen. First responder teams can't make any mistakes. They're acutely aware that their equipment and level of preparedness can mean the difference between life and death.
We're the people that will go into those hard-to-reach areas, whether it be vertically, whether it be marine, water, or whether it's a tactical environment in relation to a counter-terrorism or an armed active offender situation. We will be the ones at the coalface and getting those people back, away from the threat, and working in closely with the police tactical groups. Special Operations SOT 2, Sydney.
Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam's most populous metropolis, is something akin to an ant colony, whose inhabitants are always on the move. The city, known as Saigon prior to its unification at the end of the war, brims with the energy of continual transformation. More than 8.5 million people live here, where densely populated districts in the old town float with gleaming skyscrapers and modern infrastructure, giving the city an air of new grandeur. Traditions run deep in this world, where 1,000 years of history meet harmoniously with the city's modern face, which is turned resolutely toward the future. This duality inspires the citizens of Ho Chi Minh City as they prepare to celebrate their Tet holiday, the Vietnamese lunar new year that marks the arrival of spring. For more than 6 days, families and friends will unite in celebration. Tet is a high holiday, the most important in Vietnamese culture for the renewed relationships it brings.
We go to our house and prepare to
During Tet, everyone seems to be on the move. Some leave the city to visit parents in the country, while others leave rural areas and head for the metropolis. A constant flow of travelers fills the roads. Every borough is decked out with glittering decorations. Ho Chi Minh City gets its annual makeover to kick off the new year in style. To start the new year off on the right foot and to keep misfortune at bay, the Vietnamese freshen up their homes, buy new clothes, and put their affairs in order, notably by paying any outstanding debts. Even the mopeds and motorcycles famous for causing traffic snarls are pulled out of circulation and polished up. Sunday best dresses are gone, and in all 4 corners of the city, flowering apricot trees, cherry trees, and gladiolas bloom in full bloom. Ho Chi Minh City looks like a beautiful garden for this year's spring festival. It's the year of the pig, according to the Chinese horoscope. But not all citizens will get to ring in the new year with their loved ones. A few must rise to the call of duty.
Not only long day, but busy day, very special day. Accident can come, food poisoning, accident, traffic accident, phone, all kind of trauma and medical condition. But that's for holiday. People just come to hospital if they really got sick or really big accident. For small one, they don't come to hospital. So we also expect that severe case. I don't want, but I have no choice. That's my job.
Doctors and other emergency personnel at the Franco-Vietnamese Hospital expect some challenging hours ahead. Every year, the holiday brings a steady flow of serious cases to their facility. The Vietnamese healthcare system is managed by the state. It's a public system which ensures healthcare for all. As a private establishment founded by a group of French and Vietnamese doctors, the Franco-Vietnamese Hospital operates outside the parameters of the public system. Located on the south side of the city, the hospital has 200 beds and 1,000 employees, 130 of whom are doctors. The establishment cares for the local population as well as tourists and nationals from neighboring countries such as Cambodia and Laos.
In Vietnam, private hospital just in a very new, just 20 years. Before only public. Here is quite expensive if compared with their income. I would say that this hospital for upper or medium class in Vietnam, for rich people.
To find oneself in hospital during the Tet holiday is to start the new year off very badly. Unless a patient is critical and a visit to emergency is absolutely necessary, the people of Ho Chi Minh City prefer to avoid the hospital and spend the holiday at home.
Khi mà mình tiếp xúc với cô á, sát khuẩn tay That's right.
Yes, I understand.
And the same thing goes for children and other visitors. She has to be kept safe from germs.
Thôi đáng khỏe nha. Ngày 11 tháng 2 cô quay lại viện luôn cô. Dạ.
See you back at the
Rồi
hospital
cô
on
hôm
February
nay rất
11th.
vui vẻ nha.
This holiday is time for all members in the family gather each other and meet each other to say the best thing together. That's why she wished to be back home on this holiday.
According to Vietnamese authorities, over the course of the six-day holiday, more than 16,000 people will visit the city's emergency rooms. Of these, 10,000 will be admitted, and most of these patients will be the victims of road accidents. Scooters and motorcycles rule the roadways here. The death and injury rates are shockingly high. But these days, the country is experiencing a baby boom. 1/4 of the population is under 14. Living conditions are improving and infant mortality has dropped considerably. But in Vietnam, like everywhere else, a sick child plunges parents into a sea of worry. In Sydney, Steve Green's first response crews have left the station for areas throughout downtown and around the bay. Streets near Sydney's port are reserved for emergency vehicles. Soon, a huge crowd will gather along the quays to watch the famous fireworks. Sydney is getting ready to party. In a few short hours, first responders will face difficult situations where even getting to a victim to administer first aid and evacuating him safely could pose major challenges.
Steve.
Jason.
Yes. Before Jason, met you a few times before.
Indeed.
Yeah. How's things going down here for you?
Yeah, good so far.
All good,
Good
yeah.
so far. Crew's just they're in their position and the crowds are well behaved. And
That's good.
No, it's looking really good.
Yeah. Brian, do you know, traffic-wise, they're just trying to keep this a complete clear zone, are they?
Exactly.
Yep.
If they've got pedestrian access, obviously, on the other side of that barricade.
Yep.
But yeah, they're going to keep that lane up there free for
Yep.
us so we can get in and out
Awesome.
reasonably easily.
Which is a lot better than last year, actually. I think they've
Learned some lessons.
learned some lessons from last year, and then we've got our ready-made turning circle here anyway to turn people around and go back up the other way.
Yeah. they've got some good plans in place. We've been talking to the security guys there, and they've got some good plans. So.
You can see the crowds are gathering now to iconic Australian landmarks in the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. So out of the 1.6 million people that they estimate are going to be here, you can literally say that half of them are definitely going to be here, in and around, obviously, from Darling Harbour all the way through, around all the bays, up all the way to Watson's Bay. So the challenges that ambulance face in this regard is not only increase in demand due to a population increase, it's also just accessing patients.
Steve is concerned. The temperature is nearing 35 degrees Celsius. The heat and extremely high humidity make things sticky and uncomfortable. And the ominous clouds above mean a storm is on its way. As darkness sets in, the year's few remaining hours trickle away and the big moment approaches. Things have been going well until now.
All right,
You've got an emergency situation?
Yeah, we're just going down to the bottom. Just got to see the site supervisor right down the bottom there, mate.
Follow it. Elsa, these guys are good to go through? We'd say it's good planning.
Well, at the moment, touch wood, it's it's good. See how things go in another hour or so.
More and more merrymakers pour into the streets. Despite the apparent calm, first responders are on alert. Soon a call comes in with the night's first case of intoxication.
Calls come in for a 17-year-old female who's intoxicated and has passed out. So there's already a duty crew on scene. So pretty simple job really just for us. We didn't really get tasked to it, just going by helping our mates out and just help with the extrication phase and help the guys get up on the bed and just they're more than capable, the guys, based on her presenting problems to deal with that. So we'll get back out there to see what else is out there.
Shortly before midnight, Steve checks in with the Marine Rescue Team for a report on their day's activities. The Marine Patrol Service keeps an eye on pleasure boats and other marine craft in the Port Jackson waters. They have to stay near the bridge, well out of the exclusion zone, where barges stuffed with pyrotechnics await the signal to unleash their fireworks.
Yeah, we've only done the one job. Yeah, so at the moment, fingers crossed it stays there, but as you know, usually after 10 o'clock, people start to get a fair amount under their belts, and now that the weather's cleared up a bit, I think that storm probably kept a lot of people away initially. Never get to be on that side of the fence, so to speak. Yeah, we're always working it.
The quays are bursting with people. The boat gives first responders quicker, easier access, should an intervention be necessary.
Just going to find out, we may have been called off. I think the patient's in the hands of St John's Ambulance, so we'll just see the Marine 2, the mock liaison. We've just been called to intoxicated persons just up here at a bar. Ambulance can't get a car down at this point in time, so we're going to bring the vessel alongside, and the guys will go in and start initiating treatment and assess the patient. We'll do our best to get up there as well and see if we can lend a hand.
Weighed down by bags full of medical supplies, first responders must move quickly through the crowds to find those who need medical attention.
People have been out for a lot longer, been a hot day, been consuming alcohol, whatever the case may be. They're at events, parties, and expect it now to get quite busy for the next few hours. So we'll see how we go.
Stay away from hospitals on New Year's Eve because it brings bad luck. This is the old adage every Vietnamese person keeps in mind as they prepare for this year's Tet holiday to welcome the year of the pig. At the Franco-Vietnamese Hospital in Ho Chi Minh City, all hands are on deck as personnel deal with an emergent situation. A young child has been rushed to emergency by her family. The little girl has a high fever. The doctor is worried. There's no time
nó bị em chạy ra em nó co rồi em trong đau người cho nó.
The family lives nearby. Fearing his daughter's condition might worsen, the father wasted no time in getting her to hospital.
13. Đưa 13 cái lưng bé quay 13. Rồi, ngồi xuống.
Have a seat, please.
Giữ đầu bé cho bác sĩ coi.
Let's have a look.
Hồi nãy, hồi trước đó em thấy nó trơn bình thường.
Trẻ nhỏ sốt cao lắm, phải coi dịch test. Thì bây giờ tôi đã cho cái hạ sốt rồi. Hiện tại giờ thì tiếp tục là nó oxy cho nó. Nhưng mà cái này nó có thể
In case she has more convulsions. You're fine.
Tắm mát cho nó.
The child is still very hot. They plunge her into a warm water bath to bring her temperature down. She doesn't like it, but the treatment appears to be working, much to her father's relief. I love you, my darling. You'll be fine, dear. The child's fever has broken, but whatever caused this reaction remains a mystery. Father and child will remain in hospital as long as it takes to make the right diagnosis.
I'm Dr. Tour.
Je suis médecin de l'urgence.
I've been an emergency room doctor here at the Franco-Vietnamese Hospital for nearly 16 years.
16 ans.
Dr. Toon earned his degree in emergency medicine and surgery at the University of Nantes in France. He's been part of the team here since the hospital opened.
7-8
I do 7 or 8 shifts per month. It's too much.
The hours grind on as more and more patients arrive at the Franco-Vietnamese Hospital in Ho Chi Minh City. As the rest of the city focuses on preparations for the festive Tet holiday, the hospital's medical team is concerned with much graver matters. An elderly woman presenting with signs of hypertension and diabetes has just arrived.
Hôm nay nó báo huyết áp bị cao thì
Her blood pressure is down to
bây giờ thì nó
180/71.
180/71 là nó hạ rất là nhiều rồi. Tại đo tới 200 mấy thì hai rồi.
Un organe subconscient reste normal après perfusion. Elle a fait aussi une phlebopathie. C'est pour ça que je demande un scanner thorax.
To a young man who has arrived with a bloodied mouth, his mother at his side.
You see the tissues torn here inside his cheek. It appears to be. It's a deep gap.
Bác sĩ sẽ cho
I'm gonna numb the area and then I'll suture it.
Còn bị
Does
cái
it
nào
hurt
nữa không?
anywhere else? No.
Sao mà bị sao mà
Did you fall asleep? Yeah.
quên.
Get the bench in front of him and bit his cheek.
Rồi sao nữa?
The young man will have to suffer through the stitching up of his torn cheek while he's awake. It's a painful, delicate procedure. His year isn't starting out the way he'd hoped, which is also the case for the other patients who find themselves in hospital on the eve of this Tet holiday.
Rồi, chị có xíu nữa. Bây giờ em.
Chịu khó chút xíu em ơi.
Đau hay sao?
Đau hả? Sao?
Cái gì?
It's hurting.
Đau hả? Chịu khó chút.
Please, you're bleeding a lot.
Em máu vô miệng nữa hả?
Đúng không? Đấy, đừng
Hey, don't touch your mouth. You can't touch.
Trời
The hand isn't sterile. We'll have to stop.
tay vô đâu có khâu được.
Không công được.
Please be
Chịu khó xíu đi.
Hang in there. This won't take long.
Chịu khó xíu.
Okay, I'll cut this now. Hey, you did really
Kéo
well.
lên kia
Well
rồi.
done.
Spectacular fireworks fill the sky above the enormous, enthusiastic crowd short minutes, 25,000 rockets and 11 bombs will be launched, making this New Year's Eve spectacle the grandest ever. Images of the event will be seen on televisions around the world, officially marking the beginning of the new calendar year. Despite the late hour and the excessive enthusiasm of some revelers, everything seems to have come off without a hitch so far. But as is the case in most parts of the world, celebrations will extend into the wee hours, and experienced first responders know that the apparent calm on a night such as this can be deceiving. An urgent call from Central Command breaks the mood. An ambulance, tailed closely by Steve's vehicle, races toward the suburbs. A young woman is unresponsive, lying motionless on the floor of a home where a house party has taken a bad turn.
This has come down as a 1A, which is obviously our highest response priority.
Not at this stage.
Due to ineffective breathing. And just because it is ineffective breathing doesn't mean that it is obviously a cardiac arrest as yet. Could be just unconscious, depending on the intel of the person that is actually providing us the details as to, you know, whether it's as stated. So, it's come down as a 16-year-old.
424, we've just been approached by another patient.
We'll get on scene and assess and see what's happening.
Assessing him at the moment, still deciding
It's a
whether he'll
worrisome
transport with us or we'll have
From the moment they're dispatched until their arrival on the scene, it's a race against the clock.
The patient has a feeding tube and probably an extensive medical history, so probably a good example of how obviously life still goes on outside of these major events. You know, whilst we have these major events and a heightened capacity to respond because of increased, you know, population in a certain area.
Sydney calling second key supervisor.
Sorry about that. The rest of the world still goes about its business, you know, so there's still the everyday jobs
I'm going to need
for normal medical situations. So.
Once he's assessed the layout of the house, determined the distance to travel and the number of stairs to climb, Steve gives his orders to the crew.
Hey, how you going? I'm Steve.
Hey Steve, I'm Georgia.
Georgia, how are you? We'll give you a hand extrication-wise and not. Just speaking to Lily downstairs, we'll probably just carry Sheeta. We'll carry her for you all the way back up here, mate. We park this out there and we'll carry her the whole distance.
Yeah. There's a lot of stairs.
Yeah, absolutely.
The young woman is confused. Her breathing is normal for the moment and her vital signs are good. But she must be transported to the hospital without delay.
So you come to the hospital with this, Katie. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it. It's all good. We'll deal with it. 1, 2, 3.
Once they're outside, the first responders layer on the building. What's most important now is that the patient remain conscious.
Open your eyes up for me, mate. Sorry, I'll stop doing this to you. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Come on, mate.
Finally, the young woman opens her eyes and responds to questions.
I didn't realise.
When was the last time you were in hospital?
I don't remember.
Okay.
What's the date today?
You tell me. It's a pretty important one.
The 1st of January 2019.
There you go.
See?
Yeah, you did well.
In an emergency, the code to dial in New South Wales is 000. On this New Year's Eve, the number will be called every 14 seconds.
So not every single call that does come through to 000 will receive an ambulance. You can understand on a night like tonight where the 000 system will be inundated with calls. It's very important to triage all those calls according to priority and according to acuity so that ambulance can respond appropriately to the highest acuity patients.
The young woman's condition has stabilized and she's improved significantly from the state in which she was found. Hers is a typical New Year's Eve call with a half the sun. But Steve and his crew know the night is far from being over.
A patient who's still on a vessel in the water, thank you. There's a crew on scene that's requesting our assistance to help extricate off the boat.
The Festival of Tech is about to begin, and Ho Chi Minh City is all dressed up for the event. This is the time of year when families reunite in hopes that the celebration will bring prosperity and happiness all year long.
The new year, that's the time for relax, okay? And you can travel, you can visit friends, you can have a family reunion.
Yes.
Yeah.
According to the Chinese horoscope, people born in the year of the pig are good-natured and generous. But at this time of year, citizens are especially concerned about staying healthy. The Vietnamese cling to tradition, and tradition dictates that no one wants to be in hospital when the new year chimes in. Still, emergency teams at the Franco-Vietnamese Hospital in the new urban zone of Ho Chi Minh City are busy.
But we understand that today is a busy day, so we don't have much time. We focus much on patient to provide quick service, to provide quick treatment, and they can go home. People don't want to stay here. They want to go home.
An unconscious man has been rushed to hospital by police cruiser. The next few minutes are critical. This is a priority case. What happened to him?
He was in a road accident. Police brought him. I'll suction out his airway.
Over 95% of licensed vehicles in Vietnam have two wheels. And every day, a staggering 9,000 new mopeds and motorcycles are added to the nation's immensely congested roads. It's estimated that more than 60% of all road accidents involve this type of vehicle. In larger cities, huge bottlenecks paralyze small and large arteries at all hours of the day, not only during rush hour.
Nó có hành sư phụ có tính cái coi ca nó nặng nữa. Cho cái monitor lên đấy. Nó hành sư phụ gì mất tính hành ca này cho không lấy cái áp chưa? Ủa không biết cái nó nói gì không? Thử luôn cái máu luôn, cái rượu luôn, con luôn. Ca này
Serious
Okay, so let's get started then. His blood pressure is 148/95.
There are more than 15,000 accidents causing death on Vietnamese roads each year. And despite measures taken by the government to mitigate this death rate, the toll keeps rising. Mandatory helmet laws are generally respected, but accidents involving serious head injuries still often result in death.
It's ready, doctor.
Hút mấy hút, mấy hút. Đưa không đâu chứ bạn? Cứ hai cầm để đâu rồi? Từ bỏ tay ra. Lên đi hút đó. Ôn lên. Bơm vô. Phải nha.
Yes, doctor.
Nãy có lấy máy gì vậy?
Lấy xong rồi.
Có cái rượu á, ăn con lên. Để bắt tôi ngồi đây, cái này chắc không biết có gì không nữa.
Drinking is a tradition here. In fact, Vietnam is ahead of all other Asian countries when it comes to beer consumption. Altogether, Vietnamese citizens drink more than 3 billion liters a year. Beer is cheaper here than anywhere else, and having a pint is generally encouraged. In fact, flowing baptism is seen as a mark of virility. The patient is stable now, but Dr. Kun worries that hemorrhaging may have damaged the man's brain. A scan is required to properly assess his condition.
Il est en coma profond et avec des tresses respiratoires. Je fais l'intubation et ventilation mécanique et donne la sédation et on fait un scanner du corps entier, on va trouver une hémorragie mélangée avec l'hémorragie du tronc cérébral.
Police pack up him to every hospital. We don't know exactly his family. He don't have no family, no paper, and no phone. We cannot contact with his family.
The patient's condition is very grave. Dr. Tun sends the scan results to a fellow neurosurgeon. Following consultation, it is determined that the patient should be transferred to a hospital that specializes in brain trauma.
There's a gentleman on there, approximately 60 years of age, who's had a mechanical fall down
how old? 60?
Approximately 60.
Yeah, cool.
A mechanical fall down some stairs on the boat. This actually happened a number of hours ago, but they were out in the fireworks, they couldn't move, so they kind of left it. So I've kind of thought, well, let's just leave it till we get some people here, and then we'll kind of give it a go.
From the moment he arrives, Steve knows that extracting the patient from the yacht may be tricky.
Let's go assess the patient in relation to size, and then we'll come back and have a look in relation to, both options. We can get Stokes to the top, or even Sked, whatever you want to do. Sked's going to slide pretty nice.
The man is resting on the sofa. He's had a bad fall and may have sustained one or more fractures.
If you don't mind, we'll start a bit of pain relief and whatnot, depending on... How is your pain at the moment, Greg?
These sorts of injuries that may involve
as soon as you move, it goes straight through the roof.
Special attention. Simply moving the patient onto a stretcher can be a risky maneuver. The operation will be delicate, but Steve and his team have plenty of experience.
Because there is going to be some movement involved in all of this. If walking is way too uncomfortable for you, we'll lay you down in the sked. On three, 1, 2, 3.
Here comes the
lay your legs out flat for me, Greg.
Placing the patient on the stretcher. The first responders use a rigid board to minimize
wheels around. You guys just watch your footing
as they transfer the patient from the sofa.
1, 2.
Despite his words, this first step goes well.
Right, Greg, how's the pain there, mate? Increase the time a bit? Yeah.
Painkillers will help the man cope. The patient is fastened into a form-fitting stretcher and immobilized. Now he can be transported much more easily, even through narrow passageways and stairwells. Having the right equipment is critical.
There'll be a few of the guys on either side of this. They're literally going to pick you up. We'll probably turn you around in here because you're going to go down their feet first, okay? We specialise in accessing patients, which then obviously means that if we can get in there, we can get them out as well. So all of the devices we use then, which is called a sked, that's malleable orange plastic with handles effectively is what it is. Works brilliant for things like that. Nothing gets caught. It just slides down rampways, gantries, that type of thing. Everyone has a handle on those and gives us a lot of flexibility. The sked's perfect for getting off vessels. Nice boat. Yeah, handy boat. With the incremental steps in that, with a back injury, and then the ribbing on that kind of thing, I'm thinking sked's brilliant, just a slide, you know. So he'll be taking them off to probably RPA from here. Yeah, Royal Prince Alfred Hospital. Go in, just get him all sorted out, and no doubt have some X-rays to see whether he's fractured a few ribs there, or whether it's just some severe bruising and contusions. But yeah, I think he's going to make a pretty good recovery. He'll be a bit sore in the morning. I believe it's his birthday tomorrow, so it's not the best way to start the new year, nor have a birthday tomorrow. But yeah, he'll be okay.
In Sydney, the New South Wales first responders report back to their headquarters following a rather routine New Year's Eve shift. It's a positive outcome for Steve and his crew.
Everyone accounted for. How are you, mate? All good? Yeah. No dramas?
Despite earlier concerns, the night was wrapped up without any serious accidents or terrorist attacks.
So everyone's back, everyone's safe. That's the main thing. It was a quiet night. which is great for the public, obviously. The amount of people in the city, the environment where they are, lends itself for us having a busy night. But yeah, it was a quiet New Year's Eve in Sydney this year, yeah, that's for certain.
On New Year's Eve in Ho Chi Minh City, an ambulance speeds through the streets as the Vietnamese people celebrate their Tet holiday. On board, a victim of a terrible road accident, fighting for his life. He's being transported to a specialized hospital. Everywhere it comes, the man has suffered serious brain injuries. During the transport, Dr. Tun remains by his patient's side, watching for any change in the man's condition. In Vietnam, ambulances never transfer patients without a doctor on board. The trip is difficult to navigate, given the city's unrelenting congestion. But traffic is especially bad tonight, as Vietnamese people fill the streets in celebration. The tense trip is made even more dramatic by the thousands of explosions that illuminate the night sky. The patient, who has not yet been identified, remains unconscious. He has survived until now thanks to the efforts of Dr. Tun's team. Now his destiny is being placed in the hands of different specialists.
Ici, c'est un grand hôpital avec le service de réanimation et neurochirurgical. Il va prendre en charge.
Ouais, thôi để tí lấy máy móc ra ha.
Il peut sortir, mais il faut attendre. C'est grave quand même.
Meanwhile, throughout the city, citizens are treated to a dazzling fireworks display marking the arrival of the new year. Huge crowds have gathered in every corner of the city to share in the festivities. According to Vietnamese tradition, on the first day of spring, the souls of the dead return to Earth. In every house in the city, altars have been decorated in honor of departed relatives. Families whose members are dispersed all over the country reunite for this special week of merriment. In the middle of this busy night, members of the medical team at the Franco-Vietnamese Hospital allow themselves a few moments' rest. A festive table has been set up to celebrate Tet, but the team knows their break won't last long. The night is far from being over. The first day of the new year is very important to Vietnamese people. Gift cards, including employee bonuses, add to the festive mood and promise a prosperous year ahead. Outside, the party is winding down. Revelers seek out the last spots where celebrations continue. Within the walls of the hospital, new patients arrive by the hour.
La femme, elle a fait une malaise. Soit elle est venue déjà, mais elle a fait une malaise, alors elle revient. On va faire un bilan du sang pour elle. Et on va lui donner quelques médicaments maintenant.
Just moments after beginning their shift, the morning crew is responding to its first call. A jogger running along the shores of the Saigon River is in distress. Ho Chi Minh City is still waking up from the excesses of the previous night, and traffic is light. But the first responders don't know exactly where to find their patient. After a quick call back to dispatch, Dr. Nguyen Tan Binh receives more precise directions. The doctor races toward the injured man. The man has fallen while running.
I was running and jumping on the left.
Okay, now.
And I could hear a crack. I could hear something is happening.
Is there any problem at the moment?
No. Only pain here, but the thing is just a muscle that I maybe stretched when I fell down. Neck is okay. Neck is okay. And when I move the leg, I can hear and I can feel something moving there.
The pain has been too intense for the man to get up. The doctor reassures him.
I think it's not the bone.
Not the knee, not the bone. Thanks God.
A shot of morphine helps, and soon the patient is on his way to the ambulance. X-rays reveal a serious injury. The leg is fractured.
We can see a knee dislocation here with a fracture of the fibula here. A small fracture. It's not problem, but the main problem here. Because the dislocation of the knee, that means on the diagonal knee injury. Okay, maybe. And now the blood perfusion on the lower is reduced now. Dislocation is my major injury for the knee here.
The Franco-Vietnamese Hospital isn't the largest in Ho Chi Minh City, but it enjoys an excellent reputation as a complementary resource to the public health system. The TAP holiday will stretch over several more days, and it will continue to serve up accident victims and people with illnesses. For Chief of Staff Dr. Hai and his entire emergency team, there'll be no time for rest. Vietnam is known as the Dragon of Asia. It is a nation that courageously celebrates its traditions with devotion and passion. Those same qualities characterize its largest city's emergency responders, who are ready to fly to the aid of anyone who needs help. In Ho Chi Minh City and in Sydney, the sun rises on the first day of a new year that brings hope and concern. Fortunately, highly trained individuals prepare for the worst, so that the rest of us may hope for the best.
Goodbye.